These guys have 50 job offers. I don't care what discipline of engineering you're talking about, electrical, computer science, mechanical, it doesn't matter. When you're graduating out of any college these days as an engineer, you got 50 job offers. Recession, no recession, doesn't matter. And you have them from all around the world. Where do they want to work? A third of the class will never work in the 11 sectors of the S&P, ever. They want to work on the blockchain. Why? Because they see it the same way the internet was decades ago. It's a nascent opportunity and they can really make a difference.
Shark Tank celebrity and renowned Canadian businessman Kevin O'Leary started his crypto journey as a big critic of the entire space. Until 2017, the entrepreneur and television personality didn't want anything to do with Bitcoin and other digital assets. But now, just 5 years after his first Bitcoin purchase, he is heavily invested in the cryptocurrency industry, which he believes will become the 12th sector of the S&P 500. But before that can happen and crypto can become a multi-trillion-dollar asset class, O'Leary believes some important events must occur. But first, according to the popular entrepreneur, is the introduction of suitable and relevant regulation for the space. Unlike some earlier crypto investors, O'Leary believes suitable regulation, especially in the United States, will be beneficial and not harmful to the cryptocurrency industry. The venture capital investor also believes there is a need for more innovation in the industry to facilitate easier access among all categories of investors. But therein lies the problem in the United States, O'Leary states, adding that the country is losing indispensable talents that could help cement its place as a global leader in the crypto industry. In a recent interview, O'Leary explains this costly error, its solution, and the next phase for the cryptocurrency industry, especially with the midterm elections underway in the U.S. We will now take you to Kevin O'Leary's interview. Please watch, share, and like the video. Also, ensure you subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and check out our other crypto-related videos. Lastly, we love to hear from our viewers and subscribers. So if you have any comments or observations, please ensure you leave them in the comments section below. Everything helps with the YouTube algorithm, so we can continue to bring you these videos. Thanks and enjoy.
I mean, I'm involved in so many different financial services companies and also that issue securities under the mandate of the SEC. So, you know, we know the regulator, we know the system, and we don't breach it for any one project. We can't do that. It affects all the rest of the businesses. So, you know, going to your question about technology, I think if you think about mass adoption, there's 3 things that have to happen in, let's say, the next 24 months. The wallet has to work. And basically, the wallets, whether you're decentralized or centralized, for lack of a better word, are shit. Like they're just shit. And they're not safe, they're hard to use, the average person doesn't know what they're doing. The passphrase technology, everybody gets screwed the first time. You always start with, you know, $250 and lose it immediately, you get it ripped off. It's always good to learn that, but that just isn't gonna work. So we're gonna have to, Web3 is about solving that problem. Number 2, we need security. You gotta have much better security as you amass assets, even if it's just stable coins. But if you're starting to build a portfolio in today's world and you're putting some portion of your savings to work, I don't care whether you use Schwab or Fidelity or Interactive Brokers, you're not worried about security. They've solved that problem. They've built that trust. They've done it over decades, and you're happy to hold your assets. We got to solve that in Web3. You got to feel that there is security to where your assets are being held. And lastly, and just as important the other 2, we need regulation. All these people that were founders of this fantastic nascent industry that think it can't be regulated, never should be regulated, I thank them for where they got us to today, but now I want them to get off the bus and let the rest of us take this forward, because there's no way we're gonna get that $1 trillion of assets in here without regulation. And that's the part that makes it mass adoption. When your grandmother wants to own some USDC, then you know you've made it. You teach, and I talk about this quite a bit, if you go and teach at MIT, as I do, graduating cohorts of engineers, I use this example all the time. And so if you look at the cohorts that go into those colleges, let's take MIT for an example, you pretty well need a perfect math score. They don't care what planet or country you come from. You have to be the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. Then you can be part of that cohort. And you bring your ideas and you are educated by a world-class institution, But it's when they graduate that you start to see what's going on, because the reason I go there selfishly is a third of the class will always start new deals. You want to find out about these projects long before the VCs do. That's why I go there. I spend the time. And I've met many great, founders, et cetera. But here's what's changed in the last 3 years. You talk to them about where they're going to work. They want to work on the blockchain. Why? Because they see it the same way the internet was decades ago. It's a nascent opportunity and they can really make a difference. Now here's the answer to the question. It's impossible that you can pour that much intellectual capital into this industry and not expect extraordinary outcomes in a few years. These are the brightest minds on the planet Earth wanting to work in this space because they see the potential of it. Now, every politician gets that joke. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. What we're currently doing with these people, and MIT is a good example, is there's no screen or filter or curation on nationality there. If you're good enough, you get in. And then we educate you, and then we throw you out of America the minute you graduate. That's just fucking stupid. I mean, 100% stupid. And so we should be giving every one of those people the option of an American passport the second they get their diploma and they stay here, because they're the future of this industry and they're happy to work everywhere else. The Caribbean islands, the UAE, Brazil, Switzerland, everywhere else except America. That's very fucked up. I think the consensus on the Hill now from both sides of the aisle, and I'm not the only person that spends a lot of time there these days, is that we got a problem here. We're falling behind. The greatest technologies on earth were all developed in the United States. And this is the first time ever we're falling behind. I don't care what sector you look at, we have always dominated on tech. Not here. And so that is a problem because it kind of came under the radar screen. Blockchains came screaming on. A lot of regulators didn't understand it. Now they're starting to see the use cases for it, and they're saying, shit, we don't have a piece of this. And I think it will resolve itself in the next 2 years. I think the midterms will probably be a turning point. Not to get into politics, but it's highly likely the House flips. I don't know about the Senate. Everything will get stalled in Washington except bipartisan bills, so there'll be no more of this jamming, spending bills through. They'll start to focus on things they both agree on, and one of them they agree on right now is stablecoins and digital commodities, as in Bitcoin. So that will be a good thing.
O'Leary is not the only popular crypto investor looking forward to a well-regulated cryptocurrency industry in and out of the United States. Many other investors, analysts, and founders, from Michael Saylor to Raoul Pal, Gareth Soloway, and Charles Hoskinson, have touted the need and urgency for adequate regulation of the space. In fact, these market experts believe regulation is one of the key issues stopping the mass influx of big money investors into the space. Do you agree? Or are you in the camp that regulation will turn the cryptocurrency industry into another part of the traditional centralized financial industry? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations about O'Leary's interview in the comments section. If you're yet to do so, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so you never miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching.